Hey guys, it's Mark with What Works For Me. Today I want to show you how you can turn your grass clippings from your yard into a very heavy and small haylage bale for your goats in the wintertime. This is free except for bags and shrink wrap, but yeah, we'll show you how we do that now. So here we are mowing the grass. I just made a aluminum thing to hang off the side of the mower that keeps it from blowing out too far and lets it kind of pile up. It's not being held down by a spring or anything, it's just gravity. It helps make kind of a nice little row. We have in the past used a bagger, but that's just a lot more work, and this seems to do a pretty good job. So here I'm looking at the grass. You want for haylage, you want it to be about 60% moisture. When you cut it, I think it's roughly 80%. Ours was probably a little bit more dry than that. I didn't have a test or anything, so I just kind of guessed. The top was kind of dry, and then when it's dry, you can see here we're using a lawn sweeper that we found at a garage sale. It picks it up, does a very nice job of picking it up. You just dump it in a pile. And here it's kind of getting dark, but it's basically a plastic bag inside a 55-gallon barrel, and it's just shove it in there as tight as you can. That's pretty much the goal here. We have a big pile of grass, but it really, there's a lot of grass that fits into one barrel. Just stomping it down just as hard as I can. Get as much in there as possible. Okay, so I have just a shop vac. This is a Craftsman. And what I've done is I take a towel and I just put it over the snout, because if you stick this in there, it'll vacuum up the grass and it'll clog up. But this kind of helps keep the grass from going in there. So I'm trying to shrink this down, get as much air out as I possibly can, and then I'll just tape up the bag with some duct tape, and we'll put cling wrap around it later. But it's going to be kind of loud, so I won't do any talking.
It is pretty amazing how much a little vacuum can do. Now I'll take it out in the yard and I'll put cling wrap on it. I'll let you do it pretty soon, okay? I use the cling wrap because it just helps keep everything. I've tried before to just use the tape and it seems like air will somehow leak in and then you'll have mold where the air got in, but this seems to help keep them really tight for a lot longer. So yeah, this isn't very big, but there's a lot of grass in here. We vacuumed that down pretty tight. I would guess this is probably, at least 50 or 60 pounds. So, you know, when we cut this open, it might expand some, but this will be good food. The goats really like it. It's, I don't know, they clean it up, they don't waste it. That's what I like about it. Goats like to waste a lot of feed, a lot of hay, but they clean this up a little bit better. So anyway, I'll put it up there by the others. I have a crate that I put them in. Works pretty good.
Where are you going?
This is just a crate. I think they call them IBC totes. I took the bladder out because they don't stack very nicely. So this helps keep them from falling over and stuff. Okay, so we're going to open these now. This is the middle of March. Some of these would be about a year old. not quite a year. We started, I think, in about the middle of April. And so we're going to open one and see, we'll show you what it looks like. So this one here is actually really good. Don't see any mold. This one is really good. Yeah, it smells like haylage. I don't know, I can't really describe it, but the goats would like it. They would like that. We sold our goats, so we're actually not going to end up feeding this to our goats, but the plans were to do that, and we had done it prior. We had done it the year before. We had not made a video of it, but they really did like it. And you do have to be careful. If you open this, you want to feed it within, oh, I don't know, not too long, within a week. Otherwise it can start, or maybe if you would open it, not cut it in the middle, maybe open the top so you can close it again, because air is what makes it mold. These were just outside all year, and in the rain, sun, whatever. I mean, they possibly do better if they'd be stored inside. But I did want to show you that we did have one right here. I don't know if you can see, we've opened several, but we do have one that did mold. It's on the outside, I don't know, about 6 inches is moldy, but then you get further in here and it's still good. So I'm going to assume that there was a hole punctured in the bag somewhere and air was able to get to it and it molded. But one out of all these is not too bad, I guess. But you do have to be very careful with that. You don't want to feed that mold to your goats. You'd have to either pull that off or not feed it at all. But in the middle, it still seems fine, but it is something you do have to watch if you're going to do this. The most important part is keep the sunlight and the air out, and vacuum them down tightly so there's no air, so you get most of the air out. But I'm quite impressed the way it turned out. I had fun doing it, and if someone has any ideas on how to wrap them better so that we don't have one with mold, that might be an idea too. Leave it in the comments so other people can see it. But this is what we tried. We're probably not going to do it again because we don't have goats anymore. But like I said, we did do it in the past, and they really did like it, and it is good feed. So yeah, this is what worked for us. We wanted to show you the results, and yeah, I guess like, subscribe, whatever. Yeah, thanks for watching. Someone has any ideas on how to wrap them better? So this is a lot of feed in one of these. This is like 80 pounds. So, however much food value that is, a bale of hay, weighs 40 pounds. So this is like 2 bales of hay. So